All right, this is a 1968 Austin Healey Sprite. Pretty custom. I've owned it for about 7 years, and I think it's time to pass it on to somebody else that will enjoy it a little bit more than I have recently. I've got now two-seaters, and I've had my fun out of it. It's been a great 7 years with it, and I'm sure I'm gonna miss a lot of stuff in this video, and I'm gonna try my best in the video. I'll definitely make it up in the description, and hopefully be as specific as possible to give you guys just the best idea of what you're getting when you're bidding on it, when you purchase it. So I guess the first thing, I'm in the shade right now. I'm gonna push it, and I do mean push it literally. It's about 1,400 pounds without the windshield on. And while I'm on that, I do not have the windshield, but I have left the holes for the windshields if you decide to put it in, and I left the glass in on each side and the skeleton for the top if you wanted to go back to a full windshield car. I'm on Brooklyn's windshields right now. As you can see, there is a 1960s Dixco, and it's probably a little bit odd for you to see it. Maybe you haven't seen anything like it before on a British car, but it's a hood tack, and it's wonderful. I think it looks good, but it's definitely wonderful as usability. When you're driving in this kind of car and you're on the highway or whatever the case may be, I never have to look down just every once in a while at my water temp and my oil pressure and all that good stuff. Just every once in a while, I use this basically to judge my speed. The speedometer works, but I know that red line there, that's about 65 miles per hour. So I keep it below that, and it's a lot safer having it. Again, I don't have to look down as much. So I've replaced literally everything on this car. The motor's been completely rebuilt, and I'm running well, let's just start from the front, actually. Let's start from the business part, which is the motor. So, got hood pins here. And this may turn into a 2 or 3 part video because it's so hot outside, and I'm even in the shade, that my phone's telling me that it's getting hot. And so I may have to pause, cool the phone down, and do another part. So here's the business part of the car. Obviously there is 2 fog lights installed. They do work. All the lights, all your blinkers, everything works on this car, and everything is incredibly reliable. I put a immense amount of money into it over the years, but it hasn't left me on the side of the road. And you could drive this thing from here, I'm in Houston, you can drive this to Houston to New York easy. So some things that I have done is put a aluminum radiator in, and a electric fan, which is hidden inside there. I don't know, you probably can't see it, but it's hidden on this side, and then you're still utilizing your plastic fan, which is right there. And so it stays really cool. I drove here at this location where I'm doing the video 107 day, and I barely got to 190. So awesome car. Aluminum radiator, upgraded to an alternator from a generator that I had in it. That is I think 140 amp, 150 amp, I don't know, one of those two, but yeah, it does really well. Full MSD wires with an MSD coil. Again, motor's been completely rebuilt. The head's got stainless steel valves in it. all the trick stuff you can do, other than I didn't put a larger cam in it. Kept the stock cam. Upgraded to the Weber DCOE, I believe. It's been a while since I purchased it, but the bigger Weber carb, and it's got a full pace setter exhaust, long tube header, all the way back to a pace setter muffler, which looks really, really good. And I've got some things chromed underneath here. This is actually stainless steel, but you know, this is chrome. A couple pieces there in the rear are chrome. Your heater box, chrome, and I had this done in nickel, which is aluminum. That's an aluminum piece there, and yeah, all your brass is still here, which is really cool. It's got a great look to it overall. You can tell the engine bay, when I had the engine pulled out, I just had them do kind of a matte spray, like a regular red. Didn't go with a deep gloss. I kind of wish I would have now, you know, really went to a nice color in the engine bay or whatever, but you know, the car just gets driven. It's not necessarily a concourse or showpiece or anything like that, although it does show very, very well. You got your gel battery behind here. I put in there an AGM with 24 karat gold connectors, and all your red and black wires new. All the wiring and everything like that's been sorted out a long time ago. Let's see what else new. Screw-on oil canister thing. It used to have your oil filter was in this like canister ordeal, and it was a huge thing to change your oil. So this is the setup that everybody kind of goes to with these cars, and that's been done. What else? It's all I can think of for now. I know that's quite a bit, but you know, all of your clutch master and your brake master cylinder, that was replaced a long time ago. Basically everything's been replaced one time or the other. Your shocks have been recently redone, which they're actually dampeners. They're is what they call them. They're not like shocks that we have on American cars from this era. That's got dampeners front and back. Those have been completely redone. Those of you out there knows what kind of expense that is. And then we did polyurethane bushings all around the car, and it's really stiff. Inside, you got this beautiful Austin Healey mat. Again, I think it shows really well. It's cool. It's super cool. So, moving on. That's underneath the hood. That's the and man, this thing, it runs so well. Oh, and a high torque mini starter, as you can see down there. Gosh, new bushings, motor mount bushings, I believe. Yeah, definitely I put those in at some point. Yeah, like I said, the list goes on and on. I'll try to get that list as long as possible for you guys so I don't miss anything. And I gotta go in here, push this thing in, which is right over here. And just like that, put the hood pins in, keep this monstrous engine down, and it is a 1275cc motor, which is what these came with, and that's the best motor that ever came in these, and it really is. Like, I mean, you could do 60, 65 and you're not screaming. It's a good car. You can, I usually use first gear, but you know, you can go off of a stop in second gear if there's enough power for it, and you know, I try to squeeze every little bit of power out of it I can with it being keeping it as reliable as possible. Got these little things on the headlight here. These are pretty cool. They're louvered, and then these little cat eyes on the headlight. The front bumper's in really good shape. So is the rear bumper, but there is some pitting on the rear bumper. The car's not perfect. There is some touch-ups here and there that you'll see. And again, I'll do a video on the sun too. I'm a big believer in shine some light on it, you know. Mirror's been replaced one time. Your wheels, I found a pair of the I don't know if you call them Le Mans style racing wheels, but basically I forget what they're called, but they're ones with the holes in them, cool your brakes off. And I had these powder coated in the white pearl, and so really nice. I've had that for about, I don't know, 2 or 3 years now, and the powder coating's really held up great, much better than just regular paint. And then you have your little white wall tires here. The tires are still real good shape. Doesn't get driven a whole lot. Okay. There's a couple marks here in your aluminum trim, but overall really nice. No marks at all on that side over there. Wood steering wheel. You can see that's kind of cracked, this little piece right here, but none of this stuff's ever bothered me. Your interior has been completely customized. This is white marine vinyl, which it's going on its 5th or 6th year since I had that done, and man, it really holds up. And I had them redo the cushion too, so it's very comfortable to sit in it. Your fire extinguisher there. Yeah, all your gauges work. Again, your tach's up there. Oil pressure's here. I've got a video of it cold start up, and then of us kind of driving around the neighborhood. I picked the neighborhood kit up. Radio works. That's I found this like a new old stock Austin Healey knob, and I got really lucky and I got that. And new speaker in your radio there. And actually, you can actually hear it while you're driving, even with the wind noise, depending on how fast you're going. But let's see, new carpet, all that good stuff. Got your leather straps for your doors. Down there, these trick aluminum things. These are your track mates, and they are all real tag hewers. It took me about 6 months to make this thing, but I think it's real cool. It turned out really neat. Let's see. Just trying to get everything as good as possible. New mirror, you know. Brooklyn's windshield's in really good shape. Wood steering wheel in really good shape. It's a nice one too. I think that your horn doesn't work. I've never hooked it up. I think that the mid piece here, it deserves an Austin Healey logo. I just never got around to it. So moving back to the back, this is your original luggage rack. There is a little bit of pitting, starting to show a little bit of its age, you know. Your leather straps here for your luggage. But I mean, realistically, as soon as I open that trunk, you'll realize that you'll never need to use that. And then you have this space back here too to put luggage. Tail lights have been replaced to Euro spec tail lights. I think they look a little bit neater with the yellow at the top. It's your bumper. It's in really good shape. There's very small pitting through here, but that's the original bumper on it. You can tell there's a little bit of indentation here, but other than that, you know, it's really nice. Your pace setter muffler, and I'll get underneath the car here. You've got an aluminum gas tank that was put in, you know, when I was kind of going through the process of restoring it. These things are new. Here's your trunk and your original spare. I believe that's an original spare, and your original equipment for your spare. And then in there, let me get this little rod down here. Also, a couple, some plaques, kind of where I've been. Take them or leave them, we buy the car. But I don't know, it's kind of cool. I bought the car in New Mexico, and I'm now in Texas, and it's kind of just been everywhere with me. Go to car meets, car shows, and whatnot. In here, I think there's some sales brochures, stuff like that. Some cool stuff. Oh yeah, super cool. I've never had a flat on this thing, but if I ever do, I'm calling roadside, I'm not messing with that stuff, but you do have it all, and that comes with the car. Everything comes with the car. I also have a freshly chromed roll bar that I've never installed that will go with the car. So yeah, just a little walk around video. I'll get up underneath here. Oh, no rust. It leaks oil. I think it leaked oil from the factory. It has like a scroll in it instead of a rear main seal. Let's see. You can see there's no rust, and I'll put some pictures up of the underside of the car. But pretty simple. It was a car from the desert. That's where it spent most of its life until I rescued it at a New Mexico gas station, and yeah, went from there. So I feel like I'm going fast, but I'm already at an 18-minute mark. Again, I'll try to be as detailed as possible in the description of everything that's been done to it. It's just been continuous. I just love driving this car, and I sure am going to miss it. But I kind of want to make room for something the whole family can get in that's got AC, probably maybe another Trans Am or something like that. I've already got another two-seater. But yeah, it's not one of those cars that just kind of sits and been done all the original restoration or anything like that. It's one of those cars you can jump in and drive. And if you're into vintage racing or anything like that, it's obviously a road car, but you can take it out maybe every once in a while when they have the days to where you can just get on the track or whatever. It's fun. A little crack here in the dash. I just had this whole rear painted. There was a few spots that was here on the trunk, and a few spots here that were big, like probably as big as a quarter. Things that are dime size, I just never really cared about. So you'll see a couple of touch-ups here and there. Again, it's not a perfect car, but the paint on it is very, very nice. Definitely presentable. It's got a great stance on it. Suspension handles wonderfully. Again, that's all been done. All your brakes have been done. All of your wheel bearings, all of that good stuff. I just had it aligned. It didn't need it, but we swapped the tires on it. Rotated them rather, and we had a good look underneath and inspecting everything. Of course, I knew everything was good, but I did take some pictures while it was up on a lift. So, all right, I guess I'm going to start part 2 in the sun while I still have some. All right, thanks for looking, guys. I'm going to start part 2.